Hello, hello, everybody. Sandlord here. An update on my hardcore solo self-found character, who I believe, yep, 96. You can see it down the bottom here. I was 96 at the time that I challenged T7 Trav, and yeah, here it is. I recorded it because I didn't want to talk while I was fighting Traveler, because that might have got me killed. Although, once you see how the fight goes, I probably would have been fine. As you can see, I have almost 10,000 energy shield, and even his melee swings only hit me for, I think that was 1.9k. And then I have 20% energy regain as well, so even if I do take damage, I pretty much just gain it all back anyway. As you can see, I got hit twice there, still didn't do all that much. Now, most people probably don't know, but you have to drop these purple rings around the outside of the arena when you're fighting him, and it's going to take a while. Because they do quite a bit of dot damage. You don't really want to get caught in them. And yeah, so you just drop them around the outside, give yourself places to actually walk. Because if you drop them in the middle, the fight gets pretty bad pretty fast. Especially in the later stages where you've got the red circles that you have to dodge, and then also the hammers. But yes, so one thing I did forget to do, as you can see, I've got Terrain of Malice on my curse here. I should have removed that for the fight, because a lot of the times I'm out of range of my curse and I'm still trying to hit him, and he would have died a lot quicker if I'd had the curse on the whole time. Like right here, my curse doesn't reach him. And now he's out of range again. Now, once the fight finishes, I bring up all my gear and stuff, so I'll show you that real quick afterwards. The fight went pretty smooth. I probably didn't need as much tank as I had. I think it's about 100,000 survival here. And I'm using Frost Shield for the physical damage, because I believe this guy does physical and erosion. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's physical and erosion damage. But yeah, so there you go, he casts the balls again. Now that we're in phase 2, he casts 2 of them, and in phase 3, he casts 3. Anyone who's played a lot probably knows that. And then those red circles that come up every now and again, they put a pretty nasty dot on. I believe I get hit with that once. But it doesn't really matter, because I'm way over tanked for this. Now, the one thing I didn't show is my dummy DPS at the time, which was 120 million is what I was doing to the dummy. Obviously, see, I've got the... did the dot hit me there? No, it didn't, somehow. I swear I was standing at that. Sorry. Yeah, so it's 120 million, but that's with me standing still, being able to cast all the time. You lose about, with this build, you lose about a third of your damage when you have to move around, assuming that you're casting every, I think it's 0.66 seconds is my spell burst recharge. So as long as I'm still casting like twice a second, which is, you can see I'm stutter stepping and casting. I just got hit with a hammer and it didn't really do much, but I did block it, so it did 30% less damage, but even still it would have done nothing. Now, I don't know if you noticed, more of those red circles are coming up, the dot ones. That's the enrage timer for this fight. Eventually, the whole floor would just be covered in those. So that's why you want... If your damage is always on, like a summoner or something, you can do this with about 50 million damage, but if you have to move around a lot, you probably want like 75 to 100 million to not have to deal with like the enrage timer being crazy. Because eventually the entire floor is covered in these red circles. But yeah, that's the fight. It went pretty smooth. I got hit quite a few times, but it didn't seem to matter. It took 4 minutes and 10 seconds, so the enrage timer is around 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, those red circles just start multiplying out and out and out. Which is pretty dangerous in hardcore. And then we get pretty much the worst pedigree ever here. which is unfortunate. It does have +1 spell skill level, but the rest of the stats are completely useless, so it's actually worse than just using a normal slate with +1 on it. Oh, so there you go. I had 88,000 survival. My character's now up to, I think, about 108,000 survival and 200 million damage. You'll see that I only have one piece of gear that has T1 rolls on it, which is the boots. So here's the spell links if anyone's wondering. This is how I increased my damage from 14 million up to 110 million. I just stacked the crap out of crit and crit damage. And then this is what I was using. This has got like a 2-second window where it's down. But you can press it manually. You don't have to wait for preparation to cast it. So anytime I take damage, yeah, I just hit it myself. Because it's got 2 charges. And then the super fast blink. Timid with terrain and malice. Like I said, I should have taken that off for the fight. Would have made the fight a little bit quicker. That's for damage. This is for defense. I actually had a precise energy fortress drop after this, so hell yeah to that. I have 10,200 energy shield now. And then a little bit of damage, more damage. This is actually because we're using the one that stops us inflicting frostbite up here. This will help us keep frostbite on, and then grudge inflicts paralysis. So this actually gives us tons and tons of damage because we get more damage to mobs that have frostbite, and also this just makes them take 15% more damage. And then yeah, just more damage here, spell amp. So here's the gear. It's all just T2 rolls everywhere. Int crit strike rating, int crit strike damage. This one doesn't even have int rolls on it. I didn't realize that, but I'm sort of moving into T1 crafts now. So you can get T1 gear from, the Oasis, which is really, really handy because otherwise I'd have to go into T8 to get these bases, which is, you have to have a lot of tank and damage for that. Yeah, so that should have int. This is int crit strike damage. This one I'm probably not going to be able to replace until it just drops me another focus blessing stack with T1 capable stuff. But yeah, this one is just, again, double damage, resists energy shield. All T2 rolls. These are all T1s. It took me an entire day to get +1 cold skill level on here. It took a very long time, and I'm thinking, I don't know if that's better than just having intelligence on there. But luckily you can get, because this is an advanced roll, you can get crit strike rating as a normal roll on boots, which is really handy. And then my rings are actually pretty good. Again, crit strike rating, intelligence. And then I had this thing drop, and I was like, wow, that's actually a really good ring for my build. And then I corroded it, and I hit the +6 additional damage on the focus blessing. I was like, wow, that's crazy lucky, actually, because I've not had another one of these drop. This is the only one I've had drop. And then these are both just the same, just spell crit strike rating, int, spell damage, cast speed, elemental damage, and then some flat. So I actually have 2 T1 weapons now on my character. That's why I'm doing like 200 million damage now. But if anyone's interested in the build, here it is. It's just a pretty standard spell burst, Magister Warlock build. Trying to get as many spell bursts as I can, as fast as I can, and then Warlock so I can put on all my auras, otherwise I wouldn't be able to. But obviously if you're playing Trade League, you wouldn't take this many defenses, but yeah. As you can see, my slates are not very good. They're just generic, like crit strike, crit damage, spell damage, int. That type of thing. This one is not too bad. It's got the increased skill cost kind of sucks because it means I can't run what is it, negative mana regen maps. But so this here, the mobs I'm fighting are almost always frostbitten, so I'm thinking I might just get this on what is it, 1 2 3 4 5 on 5 slates, and then that obviously is a lot of extra damage. And then I've replaced this as well, but this is what I was using at the time. Now I actually managed to pick up a +1 all skill levels one, so I've rolled that and it's got like crit damage, and then damage to frostbitten enemies or crowd controlled enemies or something. It's very good now. But yeah, as you can see, these are not very good, but they're not terrible. They just pretty much add damage. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We don't have candles, because every time I try to do candles, I get those aura mobs that just make everything super tanky, and you can't kill anything then and you run out of time. These guys haven't leveled up in a while, so I think they might not be alive anymore, but now I'm actually 97 now. Next goal is to push for 100, and then I'm probably maybe today I'm going to try and get boss 600 on the daily boss, because I have the tank for it. Obviously I have 100,000 survival. That's more than enough as long as I don't get hit with the two-handed slam, but if you just don't stand near the mob, then there's no reason to get hit with that. And then that'll let me get Oasis 6, and hopefully that'll give me, just better gear, better drops, things like that. So yeah, sorry for rambling. I had a lot to cover because I haven't updated in quite a few days. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll post again in a few days when I have more to update. Hopefully I'll be level 100 and still alive then, so catch you all later. Bye bye.